All right, so good morning once again. So this was exactly what we have done so far. Remember, our last topic was on anchor tag. We are still mastering HTML tags as building blocks, which we use in adding contents to our web pages. Then we're also mastering alongside with the CSS properties for us to be able to present our contents in a user-friendly manner and for them to be readable and presentable. So we were able to create a link that connects the users from one page to another. That was the essence of that anchor tag, which I said is one of the most used tag when building websites, because a website is not a website when it cannot connect or when pages are not connected within itself. So for example, we created this button, which is acting as a link that the user can click on, and then it will target a different destination, which is this. So for them to be able to move swiftly from one content to another content within the website, there have to be links created by developer. So we also talk about different attributes that can be attached with the anchor tag. I think I've explained all that. We also talk about how you can link, how you can use an image as a link. In other words, there could be a picture in your website that the user can click on just like this. And then once they click on it, it targets a different page. So it depends on you. So you have to do the calculation and know whether it is best you use text as your link or image as your link. So in this session, we are focusing on another set of tags, which are also very important and applicable out there across websites. So we're looking at HTML media tag, HTML media tag, HTML media tag. Are you following? Let me try and use comments to highlight the topic. HTML media tag, HTML media tag. So what do we mean by media tags? So we cannot talk about media tag without understanding what are media files. Media files are the video you see in a website, the audio you see in a website, the images you see in a website. So all of these, they are classified as media files. Now, it is also our responsibility, or as a website developer, to know how to integrate any of this type of file within your website where the need arises. It actually depends on the type of website you are developing. But one of them that is sure that you must use is the image, though we have treated image not as a topic like media. So, but we needed to use the image because of other things we are learning together. But the right place to teach image is the topic I'm taking this morning, which is the media tab, because the image is part of the media file. Video is part of the media file. Audio is part of the media file. Now, because at times we may want to clone an entire YouTube video to be able to be played directly from our website without the users visiting your YouTube page. We can also bring in another media tag, which we can call iframe. So we are going to look at all this. So the whole of this section is dedicated for understanding these media tags so that peradventure you are asked to build a website and any of this type of file are required to be embedded in your website, you should know how to go about it. So let's look at their general definition first. So when we say media tag, so now that we understand media file, now the tags, these are the HTML building blocks which are used to embed these various files that I just mentioned. So remember when we started this whole class, I told us that the knowledge of number of tags determines the different type of contents you can build or develop in your website. The knowledge of the CSS properties and their values that determine how your website can be user friendly. So which means that since we are still mastering tags, we are only preparing ourselves for the main website development. We are trying to confirm the functions of these individual most used tags or most used tags. There is no website you will develop out there for anybody that will not require you adding images. There is no website you develop for anybody that will not require you adding headings or even articles or links. And that is the reason why we are taking our time first as learner to understand these different building blocks. Now, let's look at the proper definition of this set of tags we want to look at. So HTML media tags are used to embed. HTML media tags are used to embed. They are used to embed multimedia, multimedia content. They are used to embed multimedia content such as images, audio, video. So these are the core media tags. Okay, so like I've summarized before, if you are asked to populate video or to add video to your page, let's say you are building this website for an artist and the person wants you to upload or to add some of his short video in his or her site so that when people get to the homepage, they know what he or she is into. So how are you going to embed, how are you going to integrate that type of file, being it audio, being it video, being it an image? That's exactly what we are learning. So I'm going to be taking them one after the other. So I'm starting with the video tag. So let's quickly look at the video tag. So in other words, e.g., number one, video tag. So I'm starting with this one. So the video tag is used to embed a video file into a web page. is used to embed a video file into a web page. So for instance, now let's say I create another page. Let me create a file and then I name that file, let's say gallery.html. The whole of this file, I want to use it to showcase some of the videos we have. So let me also activate my HTML default file and then untitle it as welcome to my video gallery. Okay, so like I said, we're starting with video tag. Now, the first thing is for you to add video to your folder. So at times, there might be need for you to have an additional folder called media. So this folder will hold all your media file, or you put both the images and the video in one folder. So let me just proceed with adding both the images and the video in one folder. So let me quickly add, let me add some video to this folder. So let me trace where I have the file, whether I have it on desktop or in documents. So let me quickly go and get some video. See whether I have any video on my desktop. Okay, so I don't have video there. So let me just to get a video. So if you don't have video in your laptop, you have to get one to practice this. So I know I have, this is class we are recording now. Okay, so this is a video. So I will just take it and then locate my website project folder. I think it's 5 a.m. web development. Open it, go into the image and then dump the video there. So all the videos, make sure that they are located within your project folder. Right, so now that that is set to, I go back to my development environment. So how type video? You type video, you see that is familiar with or is similar to the image tag because there is one attribute that we have already know it function. Mere looking at the tag, this is the same thing with the image. So which indicates the parts where you are calling the image the video from. So that is the reason why I first of all added the video here, so that when I get to this section, I know where exactly I will be calling the video from. So I'll make sure that my cursor is in that source attribute, and then I'll press the / on my keyboard, and that will automatically display my file structure. So from here, I know where I'm going to image and then select the video. Now, if you go to the front end, let's see the front end of this page so that you know how it works. And I hope you are following, sir. I hope you are following. All right, so as you can see, you are muted. I needed you to respond first. So as you can see, we have the video, but we don't have the play buttons. That is what is happening. We don't have the play, we don't have the pause, we don't have the next. So those buttons, they are called controls. They are called controls. Now, you now need to know that whenever you activate the image tag, by default, it doesn't create those buttons for you. you have to be the one to call the attributes that activate those controls button. So how do you do that? This is the last use attribute. Like I've taught us, whenever we want to add more attributes, we should identify where the last one used stopped, and then space, and then you just type controls. Once you type controls, so now this is an attribute that will select its value itself. There are some attributes that will not give you room to specify. For example, now this is an attribute, and then this, the whole of the quotation came empty. That is, we have to be the one to supply the value. But this one, the value has been configured. All you need is just to call it. Then if I go back to the front end now, you will see that what? Now I have a button. So if I click now, the video should start playing. So let's watch so you can see. The video is playing right now because you can see that it's counting. I hope you are following, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, I have a question.
Are you following?
Yes, I'm following, but I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah. When you create the gallery HTML,
What we are going to do with this control is for us to look at. So you can see that I'm actually going to use most. So I can pause it because I have activated the control. When you say something,
yes, sir.
okay.
So I said when you created the gallery HTML,
Yeah.
so it opened a blank page.
Yes.
So how do you get all these tags?
You type HT. Have you not been using that? I've taught us how to activate the HTML simple file now. Once you create the file and you are sure that you have saved the file with .html, once you type HT, it will bring it out. This is just this now. You click here and you make a new file. Let's say example. How did you now created the file that you presented this morning?
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Should I go for HTML5 or?
Yes, HTML5. That is what we are using. That is what
Okay.
we are using.
Okay.
So once it's open like this, you just type HT and then you pick this. That is how I got those files. I hope that is settled.
Yes.
Okay, so that is that. Now there are still a couple of things we need to put in place. It's not just making it to display. So if I also want to reduce, because by default, you can see that the video is covering the entire width of the page. So if I still want to develop some things beside it, then there's need for me to reduce the video. So how do I reduce the video? So I'm going to consult CSS. So let me use internal CSS so that I will not forget. Remember, internal CSS is the CSS you write in your HTML file, but in the head section, wrapped in what? The style tag. I hope you have not forgotten that. So now I can also class my video because there might be other videos in this same page so that there will not be conflicts with the CSS assignment. So I would say this one is V1, or let's say what, just V1, video 1. And then from my CSS section, as a selector, I select it with what? Dot, because it's a class element, V1. And then I open my curly brackets. Then what do I want? Is a container. So I'll say, okay, the width of it, which is currently 100%, shouldn't be up to that. So I just want 500 PS. And then the height should also be equivalent to that same width, that is 500 PS. So by the time I check back, you see that I've been able to reduce this particular video. I hope you are following. Okay, so now we are still going to look at some attributes that you need to know when using the video tag. So the only attribute I have activated is the controls. And don't forget how I define attribute to us. I told us attributes provide additional information about the HTML element. That is the simple function of an attribute. So this is the first attribute which came by default. This is the second one. Now I want a situation whereby as soon as they get to the website page, my gallery page, I don't want them to be the one to play before it play. This might be an advert. And you know, there are some users that will get to a website page. If things are not programmed to work automatically, they will not want to, you know, spend some time and check everything. And this advert is very important. So it could be a website you are building for, it could be an e-commerce website, and as soon as there's a particular promo that you are running and you want to embed the video, so that as soon as they get to the page, once the page is loaded, they start hearing it without them having to click. So how do we control that? In other words, we want to set the video to autoplay. That is exactly what we want to program. How the video can play automatically as soon as the user gets to the page. So the only thing we'll do now is that we'll add an attribute called autoplay, just that. So you are not given room to select the values, like I told you. So you can see that I have not even refreshed the page. I have not left here, but it's still it has started showing by itself. So as soon as they get to the page, they will start watching the video. If it is audio, the same thing. I hope you are still following.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now though I can still control it, I can stop it, but the only thing is that as soon as the page finish loading, they will start hearing or watching the video or hearing the sound. So that is the work of this auto. Now let's look at another attribute. Now let's say is a video that is meant to display for 5 minutes. Now we want to program it in a way that the cycle will be repeated. That is what, when it plays to the end, it will start again. To continue looping. We call that looping. We don't want it to stop. So there are some videos like that the owner of the website or using your initiative can deliberately program that way because you want people to keep seeing it. You don't want it to stop. So it's just an attribute that you will add to achieve that. So the attribute is loop. So once you add the loop, once you finish playing, it will start all over. So if you can take your time to go through it, you will notice that once it gets to the end, it will start all over. That is the looping attribute. I hope you are still following.
Yes, sir.
Good. So now, another thing again I want us to look at is how do we download? Let's assume that after you have added the video like this, you know, this is your video gallery. So you expect that people comes here and they watch different video, and then when they like one particular video, you want to give them access to download it to their device, maybe to their phone or to their laptop, so that the next time they want to watch that video, they don't have to go to your website. It's a way of you encouraging people to visit your website. So how do we, let's assume that we want to add a button that can help them to download, because some of this I'm teaching you now, they are also applicable to to the video tag, to the audio tag. So just make sure that you understand them as I'm explaining them with the video tag. So I want to create a downloadable button, a button that they can click on, and then the video will download to their device. So the first thing I'm going to do is to, first of all, give some description about this video. Right? So I will just type maybe H4 just to call the name of the video. Let's say what? Perfect movie. Let's just use perfect movie. Then at the same time, I want to give a kind of brief explanation about this movie. So I will say this is very nice. A very nice movie. So all these, so that when somebody gets to the page, we see a kind of description before they can proceed to downloading it. Now, after this, I want the button. So now that, oh, so it is very nice. After watching it, then they are interested in downloading it. So I will now bring in anchor tag to create that download button, anchor tag. Now, the href should be the same URL that you have already nested here. So you copy this, you copy that, and then paste it. So what you are saying is that when they click on this that they want to download, it should call it from here. So we don't have to start referencing it from the roots. Since we have already referenced it, to connect to, so that the person will download the exact video. That is why we copy the exact link that he or she is using to watch it as the link to copy. So once we have done this, you will add an attribute. But before that, we need to add a kind of description that they will see to know that, oh, this is where I am to click to download. So I will say what? Click to download. I hope you are still following. Click
Yes.
what? To download. Now, if I go to the front end, it will be there as a button. But if they click, it will be playing the video instead of downloading. Because what I want them to do is to download, not to watch, because they must have watched it through the other link. So now, how do we add that downloading effect? How do we add it to it? The only thing you add to this as an attribute, you say download. So download. So this is what is going to bring the action of that download. So this is all you need. Then if I go back to the page now and refresh. I think which one is still there? Okay. So if I click here now, I want you to check here. Once I click, if you are using updated browser, once I tap here, you will notice that what the download will trigger. Now, if your download did not trigger after you've added that, then you check your browser. So sometimes it's browser. Now, let me copy the whole of this URL and go to a different browser so that you know what I'm talking about. So browser will not acknowledge it. So if I paste it here now, and then I run it, so I'm using a different browser just to confirm it. So just want to see if we'll be able to have the video. Which one will I call there now? Okay, let me try it again and see. Let me try it again. So most time browser usually calls this if your browser is not updated.
Yeah.
So you can see it now. So it's working now. So I hope you can see it. So the video has what? Downloaded. Now, if you want to confirm it, now just go to your download folder. So just click on File Explorer, then go to download. You should be able to find the video here. So even if it is phone you are using, once you type that download button, it will have downloaded to your device. So that is how you can create download button. It is not only video. Even if you add an image, you want to download it, the only thing you do is that you do the same thing. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
So let me just, because when we were learning image, we did not do that. So let's say I add an image like this. I call a picture and I want to download this picture. I want to create download button. I will just say anchor tag. Then I'll copy the same URL of that image, Control C, then use it so that just to say that is, then I will just add what? That download attribute. So if I go back to the page now, I have the picture here. Then if I click here, you will notice that what is downloaded also. So, so that is the same way. you can create download of any document or maybe particularly media document that you want to download. Any question? Any question?
Yes, sir.
Everything is clear. Now let's quickly take the next one. The next one, like I said, is audio. Audio, media file, audio file. So how do I integrate or embed audio in my web pages where it is required? How do I achieve that? So audio is also a media what? File. Audio is also a media file. So we need to understand that. Right? So it has its own tag, which is just this. This is the tag for adding audio. So audio tag is used to embed an audio file into a web page. It's used to embed an audio file into a web page. So the difference between video and audio is the formats. Video will always end with what? MP4 or any other format or .movie or whatever it is, or .mov. Now, audio will end with what? MP3. In other words, video has visual and sound, but audio only has what? Sound. So how do we add that? The same thing, just type what? Audio. Just type audio, and then it brings it out. So the same thing, you must have added your audio. So unfortunately, I don't have any audio. I don't think, I think I have audio. Let me go and check. I should have audio file in this system. Let me just give me a few minutes to locate it. No, I should have audio. I should have production. Just give me time. I need to get audio so that we can see how it works. Okay, I think. So I have some audio. So all these are audio. So let me take at least these ones. So locate that my same folder, which is 5 a.m. web development. Then I still want them to be in that image folder. So if you have created a media folder, then they can now be separated from your images. So now that we have some audio, so slash, go to your image, and then you'll be able to identify it. You see this icon is video, this one is audio. So let me take this. Then if I go to the front end now, you see that what? There's no place where we can see that audio. Why? Because we need to also add controls. We need to also add what? Controls. So once you add the control and go back, you will see it. So let me play it so you can see it. The audio is playing. So you can program it auto that as soon as anybody get to this website, they will start hearing that sound. That is a way of entertaining them. You can program it as background in as much they are not seeing the video. So the same thing, like I told you, some of those attributes I was teaching you, they are also applicable to audio. So I can come here and say, okay, autoplay. So see it now. So once anybody gets to the page, they start hearing. Maybe after this sound, there's a voice coming up, depending on what you must have recorded. So it's about being creative, what you do as a developer. So there are some things you can, like an advert. For example, now if a company that I build the website for, maybe like this season now, they have a kind of promo that they want to offer. So this season alone, I can go and program that the audio of that promo. And when what's it called? The promo is over. I go there and what? Comment it out. So you just come and comment it out. So these are some things. You can also loop it, that is to continue. I hope you are following, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is for that. If you want to also create a downloadable button for this, then you can also do the same thing. Let's remove this so that it will distract us. Now, I just want to show you another way you can create this downloadable button. The one I created the other time, I used this. Let's assume that you have consulted a graphic designer or you have gone to Google to download some already made or designed button and you want to use it. You don't want them to see text. You don't want them to see that button. How do you go about it? So let me just quickly go to the internet and download one fancy button and then use it to show us how you can use an image. So I'll just say what? Download button icon. Let's just use this. Download button icon. So I'll go to image section. Okay, so you can see that I have some fine buttons. So let's assume that I just want to use this one. So right click on it, select save image as, then target that's your root folder, which is desktop 5 a.m. web development class. Go inside the image, then just name it download. Right now, the next thing is how do I reference it? Now, after taking the URL, in here, then instead of you writing here, you will now nest an image tag because you want to call in an image. So you now say img, then so that you'll be able to see the source slash, go to the image. Remember the name was download. So the only thing is that it might appear too big, so you can quickly use CSS or you just use width to control it. But let's see the appearance first to know if you can take it like that. So where are we doing that? This should be the page. Now you can see the button here. So if anybody click here now, see that to download, so it doesn't, because we have not added the attributes called what? Download, just like I told you. So you add the download. So if I go back to the page now and then click on it, it should be able to download. So this is how, if the image is too big, like I wanted to do, I can reduce it. I hope you are following. I can reduce it. So I will just come here. I don't want to bother myself with CSS. I will just use width attributes to achieve that. I'll just, make it 100 PS and then the height. Let me check. So let me also give an equivalent height of that same 100 PS. So if I come here and then you see that I've been able to reduce it. So if you want to reduce it further, you can go ahead, but at least that is how you can achieve that. So let me get to the rest one. You can unmute and
Yes, I can hear you.
okay. So I'll give us some time. Let me give you some time to
Yeah, I have something I want to ask.
You said?
In getting the video, are you supposed to create another folder for the video, or you
That
can
was the
add it
advice.
to?
That was the
You know,
advice,
we already created a folder
which is
for the
image tag.
pictures.
Yes, yes. But the way I would like you to go about it is that instead of creating a different folder, or instead of adding it to the same folder, just create another folder. Just make sure that you are not creating the folder in the wrong directory. The folder should be here, should be part of what you have here directly. So you come here, click here, and then you say media. So now you have separated the images from other media files. So your video, your audio will now come in here. That is what you do. Or you can choose to work the way I did mine. I add all, because image is part of media. Are you with me? So the image is part of media. So I shouldn't isolate it. So I can add everything inside. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes.
Have I answered your question?
Yeah, so by creating another media or something like that. Yes. So what I'm saying is by creating another media or something, it's not making it too much. So by just placing everything in the image, at least when you open there, you are able to see everything you want in one place.
Your choice, sir. Go ahead and do it for me. I want to the next 10 minutes. So when I come back, I will conclude with the iframe tag, the iframe tag. So you can start now. Share your screen. Let me be seeing what you are doing. This is where you are creating the actual video that they will watch first. This is not where you want to give them access to download it. So in that case, you just type download, whatever description, maybe click, no, you are not putting anything here. That's just to show them the video. So just go to the front end and check if you have, just view it first, view the video first before you come for download button. All right, so so that is for how to embed videos, audios, images to our web page. Now let's quickly look at the last media tag, the last HTML media tag, which is iframe tag, iframe tag. So how do we define this tag? Is very important to you as a developer, because sometimes when you host a website or when you host websites, the owner may not want to spend money to buy more space. In other words, you must find a way of economizing the available storage space that you have. So a way of doing that, you are going to set up a YouTube page for them. Anything that has to do with video will be uploaded to their YouTube page, and then you will now using the iframe to clone it in their website. So doing that, you have saved them from using the purchase server space to store that video, because videos are stored free on YouTube. So that is just a perfect scenario. Or you want to clone Google Map in your websites. So there are different scenarios. Or you want to create an advert and the advert will be published. There are some pages where you plug the advert in. So you use the iframe. So instead of you writing the entire code from scratch, you can just use the iframe to clone that particular section wherever you want it within the website. So let's look at the definition of this tag. The iframe tag is used to embed another HTML document within the current HTML document. Let me take it again. The iframe tag is used to embed another HTML document within the current HTML document. So like I said, so I'm just going to quickly create an advert file. And then I'll show us how I'm going to use the iframe to plug in or to clone it in another document. So this is one HTML document. So I want to quickly make another one, and I want to call it ads.html. So all the adverts will be created here. Then I will not clone them in any of this page without me writing the code in any of those pages again, because I've taken my time to write the code in the advert page. So let's say HTML5. So this is add page, right? So I will just create just simple content. So let's say I'll use H1 to highlight welcome to our ad page. So I will just create some text. So let's say this is what the image of what we are advertising. Maybe you have a design that somebody have already done for you as a graphic designer. And then let me just call any of this picture. Let me call any of this picture. And I want to say something about the ad. So I will just use lorem text just to quickly create some random text. So let's say this. So just to have some text. Now let me view the front end of this page. View the front end. View the front end. Okay, so let's say this is the ad. So which means that what all the ad will be created here. Now, this is an HTML document containing all your ads. Now, what we are saying as developer, while they are in the home page, we want them to see everything you have designed in this ad page without you coming here to replicate the same thing. So how is that going to be possible? This is where the iframe comes in. So that is why I said the iframe is used to embed HTML documents in another, it's used to embed another HTML document within the current HTML document. So different scenarios, you can use it. So one of them is what I'm doing now. I have an advert page, and at some point, I want them to see the advert in the home page, or I have a YouTube page where I have uploaded a YouTube video. I want them to watch the YouTube video directly from the website without visiting my YouTube channel. That is cloning the YouTube video in your website. So now let's finish this one before I conclude with that YouTube video aspect. So now I want to clone this particular file in here. So I will just come in here, wherever you want to clone it. So you should determine that yourself. So you call the tag iframe, and then it's asking you for the source. The source is where the file is. So once you put slash, you go to this. So which means that what you are calling the file programmed in this particular page. Now, if I go back there now, you will see that what if I run this index page, you will see that add file framed in a box somewhere. So you can see it here. So I think I need to temporarily comment this particular page background so that we can see it very well. So let me go to the CSS. I think it should be here. Where is the background color section? So let me take off the whole of this first for now so that we can see what we are doing. So you can see the ad is here. So once they are on this page, they will be able to see your ad. So these are the document. These are content you created in another document that you just cloned in what? This current document. Now we can redefine the width. We can actually work on the what? The width of this. How much of it do you want to see? So what we simply do is to go back to where you integrated it, and then you now add attributes width. So I want it to be 500 PS. Maybe I also want to define the height. So sometimes it could be that the current width and height is not really permitting you to see everything that you have cloned. So that might be the reason why you want to increase the width. Now the frame border. If you want to add some thickness there, then you do that. As you check, you see that I've added what? Border. There wasn't a border. So you can see that I've increased it, and now the user can see. So the whole of the file can be cloned. I hope that is clear, sir. Please, can I get a response before I proceed? So this is the perfect example on how you can clone one HTML document into another one. Hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, there are other attributes that you can add there, but these are the basic ones. So now let's quickly see how we can clone a YouTube content within our web page. So like I have cited before, I want a view whereby some important video in my YouTube page, I want them to be able to see them when they are in the gallery. So the gallery will be made up of different videos that I must have cloned from my YouTube page, not the one that I manually added, because this one will end up increasing the consumption of your purchase space. So the best practice is not to add the videos here direct. So the best practice is create a YouTube page for that company and then upload the video to YouTube, and then you clone them in here with the iframe. So how do we do that? So let's look at what? Cloning YouTube videos. All right, so now I will start by what I'm going to do. I'll visit the YouTube page. So let us quickly go to Digiteze Hub YouTube page. So I'll go to the YouTube page. Let's go to YouTube page. All right, so once you get to the YouTube page, now mind you, it's not all videos that you can clone. There are some websites where they must have disabled it. So you may not be able to clone it. In case you are trying to clone and it's not working, just know that it's not all that you'll be permitted. It's not all hosts that will allow you. So now I want to get some video from our channel. So this channel, we have about 91 subscribers. And then we have 298 videos of different master classes. So you want to enter our WhatsApp page, you can just click on this link and that will take us to Digiteze WhatsApp community. Now I want to take a video, so I'll click on video section. So these are some uploaded videos ranging from cybersecurity, data analytics, web development, So let's assume that I want to take this video. I'll click on that video first. And then after clicking on that video,
all right, good morning.
You go to share button. You click on share button. Then you will now see this. You click on embed. So you now see the iframe. Can you see it now? I hope you are seeing it. So you can now see the iframe code. So all you need to do is to take that iframe code. You copy everything from here. And then you go back to your development environment and paste it. So from here, you will now get to know some of those other attributes. You can see they use width, they use height, which I also use. Then this is the URL. You can see that they use title. Title is just to give a description. You can see that they use border. They use allow accelerometer. They use autoplay. They use what? So all these are different attributes you can use. So now let's look at the front end again. I think it was somewhere here. Was it about okay, to avoid wasting my time, let me open it again and see whether the video is right there. So perfect. So you can see that the video is right here. So I can clone more video to fill up my gallery page. So if it is an artist you are building this website for, please don't add their video directly to the website because that will consume the memory of that site. So the best thing to do is for you to create a YouTube page for them and then tell them to continue to upload their video there. Then your work as a developer is to synchronize them here. But let me even check whether it's playing without redirecting me to the YouTube page so you can see. So directly from here, we are playing this.
Morning once again.
That did not, is different from you add a link. This is not link. This is completely what?
That we have concluded.
Is it clear? Do you understand that?
JavaScript.
Hope you understand it. Can you unmute? Let me get a response from you. I'm waiting for your response before I continue. Are you still here? I'm waiting for your response. You are muted. Okay, so this is where we draw the curtain. So your assignment is to create your gallery page. You have a YouTube channel, add some, or you can just choose random YouTube people content, use it to populate it using the iframe. So also create a different ad page, then clone it to one of those pages. So see you in the next class. Bye for now.